We just witnessed a significant market flush that involved more than just cryptocurrency. The stock market is another example. We recently saw a significant sell-off. There are many people who are panicking as a result of this, but there are also plenty who believe that this is obvious market manipulation. That, in my view, is precisely what this is. In addition to wanting to discuss this, I also want to address a few other issues taking place in cryptocurrency. Once more, many people will have different opinions about this. However, when we properly look at my screen, we see a sea of crimson. By the way, it's not simply the top 100, it's among the top 1,000. The market is red all over. The exchanges are red. Additionally, this comes after Bitcoin recently reached a new all-time high in May. And everyone is asking questions. What's going on? Will we see it throughout the season? The bull run is over, right? What's happening? The market appears to be like this. We currently have a market capitalization of $32.9 trillion. The current price of Bitcoin is approximately 102 rights, or 101.8K, 101.9K. Ethereum is currently trading at around $2.04, while XRP is trading at 2.9 cents right now. Since there were a lot of liquidations that took place today, I want to focus on the top liquidation. In the past 24 hours, more than $983 million were liquidated, of which $891.9 million came from long holdings. People in long positions made up the majority of this. It resulted in a cascade of liquidity, which occurs each time we witness overly leveraged positions being targeted. However, it wasn't only about. Leverage is being targeted, you know. The goal was to target the whole market. This is Bitcoin at the moment. Because the coin market cap is broken, allow me to quickly refresh. This is how it seems. It's the final month. We have that lovely run-up again. This is approximately 1.0. Well, in reality, it is $112,000. After that, there came this plunge, which was actually worth about $140,000. This raises the question, is this the bottom, or will we descend further? I will respond to that. Altcoins are the primary focus of my attention here, correct? Over the past few days and weeks, what have I been saying? Just make sure you're prepared for the significant declines in this market, as I've been saying. Because, although Bitcoin is down 3% on a daily basis, it is only down roughly 3.62% over the last 7 days, which is a negligible amount. For instance, older coins like XRP have lost 5% and around 4.24% during the past 7 days. Nothing too wild, but you can see that the decline has about doubled here. And that's because Bitcoin is so dominant. As for XRP, we did reach a peak of about $2.60 in mid-May, and we are currently at $2, or about 9 cents once more. Once more, this market is erratic. Here, we will witness notable fluctuations as the market simply cuts and keeps consolidating. Once more, I do believe that Bitcoin will be trading at a significantly higher level later this year. Additionally, I will be discussing XRP a bit more. However, there are a couple issues in this sector that I really want to address. First off, as I mentioned earlier, this is market manipulation. Because it's so clear, I said market manipulation at its finest. Given all that is going on in the world of cryptocurrency, including stablecoin laws, the SEC opening doors for the industry, and other positive developments, I do have to agree with Scardus in this case. We haven't really seen much positive cryptocurrency price action at this time, in my opinion, since January, for instance. Correct? For example, even if XRP made some excellent movements today, it was not until January that we were trading at a high or saw any encouraging price action developments. 5 months have passed since the last good price action. So while all of this positive news is coming out, we have just been chopping and consolidating. It's also annoying. Do not misunderstand me. I can appreciate where many of you are coming from. considering that despite all of the wonderful news regarding legislation and the fantastic developments occurring in this area, there isn't any price action. And the reason for this is that we are still bound by Bitcoin. Furthermore, we continue to witness market manipulation today. I will now explain why I do believe that this is a case of market manipulation. However, due to this tweet, pure market manipulation, markets are dumping here. Elon sent this. "It's time to unleash the big bomb," he said. "The Epstein archives contain the real Donald Trump. The true reason they haven't been released to the public is because of this. Enjoy your day. Trump. Donald J." Elon is now posting these kinds of things because of what transpired today. Elon Musk bombarded X with numerous posts about Trump over the course of the last day. Due to the fact that today has been a back-and-forth battle, Trump naturally responded as well. Trump is actually making things worse over here. Trump is implying that Musk's federal contracts are being terminated. Eliminating Elon's government contracts and subsidies is the simplest way to save billions and billions of dollars in our budgets. The fact that Biden didn't do that always shocked me. In addition, Elon was wearing thin on the bottom there. I requested that he go. He knew for months that I would remove his EV requirement, which required everyone to purchase electric cars that no one else desired, and he simply lost his mind. So, once more, who are we going to believe in this situation? We're not sure. None of these people are someone we should even trust, in my opinion. However, this has only been a back-and-forth conflict. However, these two continue to follow one another. Additionally, it seems like this is taking place at a really intriguing moment. Furthermore, this measure has been the subject of a lot of pressure, correct? This reconciliation measure has been discussed. The Senate's support for this bill is waning. It had a 75% chance of passing before July 48 hours ago. There is now a 50% possibility, and Elon's effort to kill the bill is currently taking place. Thus, this is the primary cause of all of this is being discussed on top of the fact that, it seems like it's happening at a time when everyone should be focusing on something else, like the fact that stable currency legislation is almost here. In addition, the FOMC meeting with the Fed is taking place this month, most likely this coming week. It appears as though the market is flushing and shaking out just before the most significant movements take place. I have seen this occur. Return in 2020 cycle after cycle, correct? The primary factor that genuinely alarmed everyone was the devaluation of older coins into 2021, with XRP, of course, also receiving the lawsuit news. Old coins were considered dead by everyone. Everyone was completely caught off guard when the alt season suddenly arrived in 2021. Correct. Here, the same thing is taking place. I believe that markets are being destroyed just before the most significant movements take place. In a moment, I will discuss that here. However, everything kept getting blown out of proportion, with even Elon Musk agreeing that President Trump should be impeached and replaced by J.D. Vance. Additionally, we have the Trump tariffs here, which will lead to a recession in the second half of this year. Once more, I do not